DC is not only just historic, but it also determines the entire future as well, depending on the laws that we pass.
Like past, present, future.
Everything.
That's what we're doing today.
Yeah.
It's a bit intimidating to be in these spaces where you don't necessarily fit the mold of who's the person in charge or who has the voice or the power or the privilege. But I think through this program, our nerves will be calmed down a little bit, learning more about the democratic process, and I think educating ourselves is going to be the main way that we'll be able to unpack those nerves and hopefully have the confidence, really build the confidence to make change in the future and advocate for others.
Advocacy means power. It means to have the ability to speak your truth, to speak what you believe in, to change someone's life, to create impact. And I can't even put into words like how I'm feeling because, you know, my parents came here when they were 18 years old with no advocacy. So to be able to receive this education and give back to underserved communities and people who have a similar background of where I came from, it's very powerful.
So why this program is really important to me is because I'm currently a member of the United States military, and I'm really interested in getting oral health care and advocating for oral health care specifically for veterans and members of the military currently.
So we're standing outside the New York University building in Washington, D.C. And an hour from now, we're gonna go to the Capitol Hill.
I'm a little nervous, I can't lie. It's honestly a really incredible opportunity to be able to meet some of the leaders of the nation.
I'm going to the Capitol. That's amazing. It's a huge responsibility, and I will make this opportunity count.
Really believe in something. If you really think access to care is the issue for certain populations, you can't save the world. You can't save the world, but you can take a little bit of the world and save it. And if each and every one of you do that, we've done our jobs here.
They took care of us, and so now we want to give back to them. And I want to increase funding specifically in the military, and so that's why I'm here.
We see you all as leaders. Part of that is this responsibility to speak on behalf of those who might not have voices in front of the audiences that can create change.
I'm excited, excited to meet, the important people that work for our government, for our country. So I'm excited to see what we can talk about.
Just walking on the steps inside of Capitol Hill, hearing your footsteps echo, looking around at the flags, at the seal. If you had asked me a year ago today if I would be here, I would literally be shocked and I would say no.
Walk through the halls, feel like the importance of location and what has happened there and what can happen.
I think that a lot of times we don't feel like we have the ability to speak in front of others. I sometimes have those doubts too, but when you're really in that situation, when you understand that what you worked for, you're doing it, you find it in yourself.
So people would ask me after I was here for a year, what was the biggest surprise that you experienced once you got here? The answer to that question was one person makes a difference.
I'm being seen in a room, and I really valued that experience.
I learned something from every single one of these people sitting here.
It showed there was still a space for all of us to exist on the Hill, especially for some of us who may not have been as represented in the past in government and politics.
I am very hopeful for the future, just to know that I sat in a room with 10 to 15 people with the same goal in mind, this desire for change, this passion for dentistry and what we do. I truly feel that our generation will cause tremendous changes.
This program would snowball into future leaders who would take the gospel of advocacy to higher heights. And in doing so, we'll be breeding a group of leaders who are not just proficient in clinical dentistry, but also would be instrumental towards promoting global health and sustaining global healthcare for Americans and of course, the world leaders at large.